Idiot Max ran off last time he used the airbrush and didn't take the paint out and clean it. I thought I'd cleaned it and I hadn't. So guess what I found in that today? Yeah, there went an hour out of my day getting that working again. Hey guys, Max's Models here, and I'm shutting down the Tarbus a little early today. I'm going to go in and probably start work on this evening's video. Today was one of those days that I got some stuff done. The Bristol Fighter came out about the way I expected it. Got it done, and I decided I wasn't going to put it in McKeever's paint scheme since he never, of course, went up against Udette. The old joke about the whole thing was, well, we found Udette and the plane shot to pieces. But I did decide to go ahead and just finish it off and make up my own squadron markings with some extra decals. Remember I said those decals are pretty bulletproof that came from Revell? They despite being as old as they were, probably 50 years old, maybe as well, this is later, but still 40, long time, many decades old. They came off the very little water. They didn't have a lot of stick. And I had mentioned that the solva set and everything and then the microsol didn't really have that much effect on them. I wound up actually using Tamiya thin glue. These things were so rugged, I wound up actually taking a paintbrush and just painting on thin glue and just sticking the decal on there, positioning it and weighting it. It worked. Only one of them gave me any static that way, and they're on to stay now. So I'm probably rolling some pictures of the airplane over it now. I'll save some for the viewers, build a couple of sneak peeks now. But for what it was a fun experiment. If a lot of people had sent me advice, stuff to use, I was wrong. Those Revell Aeroskins were fabric, not paper. And now that I think about it, I remember the one I had, it did have sort of a fuzzy feel to them like fabric. So one of these days I'm gonna have to track one of those down just for kicks and giggles and do it. But that's, I got 800 other projects ahead of it. So that was that. And actually it's on the shelf here in the Tarbus, it's right over there. And I like it. That was a lemons and a lemonade kind of thing. And the kit fits without any real argument. So that's not a problem. If I had another one to do it over, of course, I'd use a different technique. Some people were saying that Japanese tissue works really well, or silk tissue, I forget. Also, you guys have been sending in some ideas for the live stream, and I'm making notes. We're going to be talking about a variety of different things. I have a gentleman that's contacted me about 3D printing a 1/48 scale Navajo that I talked about, but this would be a commercial deal. I mean, I'd actually pay him to do the engineering and everything, make the file, and I'd probably send it to Ken to run some and see how that works. I don't know if I'll proceed with that or not. There's just so many other things going on. But I mean, he's serious about it. This is apparently what he does. But you got to be careful about the commitments you make, because the last thing I want to do is waste the guy's time. Tell him, "Ooh, this is just pie in the sky, fun idea," and then he's actually doing a lot of work and show me the money. Oh, money. But maybe we'll proceed with it. Perhaps Max's Models will make its first kit model of its own. Who's to say? There is, I remember somebody making a model of the Navajo, and I think 1/72 scale. It's like the only one I ever found, and I only ever found one, and they wanted a bunch of money for it. I don't think it was a resin kit, but of course, you could have pretty much 3D print the whole airplane, but I think printing as a kit is more of what we do. So that's that. Didn't really work on the wagon today, but I did get started on the Jacksonville Navy Reserve Corsair, the Revell kit. Very detailed cockpit for such a small kit. A lot of these new 1/72 scale kits are really, really kind of impressive with the detail. Sometimes more than I really want to get into, but the only problem is there's a fair amount of flash on the clear parts. That's the only thing I've seen so far that's an issue. But nice instructions, full color, everything's well numbered. Whew. Turn the AC off so we wouldn't have it run in the background. It does not take long here in Florida for things to start heating back up. So, the famous last words, depending on how much I get out here, you know, sometimes you just, I don't think I got out till after lunch today. And not to bore you with the peak in the Max's world, but I'm trying to get on the exercise bike in the morning, and it's one of those, you really don't want to. So you get up in the morning, you start doing anything you can to keep from going to the exercise bike. Finally, you do it, you take your shower, and now you're ready to come out of the shed. Well, it's almost lunchtime, so you don't get out here till after lunch, basically due to my, you know, aversion to exercise. And it's amazing how inherent laziness can keep you from getting an early start on your models. You know, how does exercise affect modeling? Well, I don't do the exercise, I don't build the models till after exercise. So yeah. So there's two things in the universe we didn't think about. I realized I'd left two parts off the right flyer, his little control handle and one of the strut braces. So I took it off the shelf, fixed it, managed not to damage anything, and then glued all the little, somebody's speeding by, glued all the little accoutrement into place, and it's permanently on the now displayed in my house. And that, of course, triggered a virtual redesign of how I have my models on display. So now everything's rearranged. And hopefully my wife will be happy with the arrangement because she gets final approval on anything inside the house. So that's what we have for right now. And I'm sure there's something that I'll forget that I'll remember 5 minutes after I turn off the camera. Well, guys, you take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you later. I need to get back in the air conditioning because I'm melting. Take care of yourselves, and as always, model on. By the way, we're still trying to figure out about that artwork, and I think it may have been sent by the company as a, you know, another little retirement present. Maybe. Still don't know who sent me the C-View.